Hey everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna be starting off with my releases this week with a project that I worked on a while back called the Lunar Shooter, which is actually based on something called the Quake Template. It started off as a Quake clone that I was just building entirely with blueprints in the Unreal 4 engine, and I'm gonna go over all the functionality in this project as well as release it. So if you're watching this video, it's probably available for download. You'll have a link on the Steemit page, and yeah, pretty much full access to it. Use it, learn from it, do whatever you want. Now the reason why I didn't finish this project is because I ran into engine limitations, which for all I know have actually been addressed. Like I didn't bother to actually check. I updated it to the latest version available, and as far as I can tell, like some of the problems have sort of gone away. So it's very possible that this project can be continued uh, from where it is right now. So let me get started by jumping into it, and you can see what it is. It's pretty interesting. All right. So when I first started this project, it was originally just to see if I can make a straight Quake 1 clone, and I called it Quake Template. This is basically just a template which allows anyone to just be able to make a straight up clone of Quake. Uh, for some reason, when I'm recording this, it won't let me record it in the proper setting, so you may notice the frame rate's a little weird. Uh, so there's a large assortment of things that I ended up adding to this. See, while I was working on this, I also got heavily addicted into Fallout 4. And I wanted to have like a multiplayer version of Fallout 4 or a type of looter shooter based on the Quake engine. Actually, it's just something that I always wanted to play. You know, when it comes to like my experience, I've worked on so many things, I don't even fucking remember everything that I've worked on anymore. It's sick. It fucking sucks actually because right now I don't remember everything I did. I have old videos showing me do it on my other channel. So looking this over, you have your paper doll, which is your equipment slots for everything. Now keep in mind, this is literally like taking Quake 1 and combining it with like Diablo and Fallout. So like, what kind of a game would this end up being? It's a really crazy concept, and I ended up getting pretty far along with it, but because of the fact that I did things a certain way, I ran into limitations where I wouldn't be able to change things very much, or blueprints would be resetting, and who knows? I didn't test anything when I updated to the latest version, so it's possible that shit got broken. No, looks like everything's working right now. One of the problems that I witnessed was items would just randomly reset themselves every time I started making changes to anything. So I'd end up with like all of my guns would suddenly just switch off to being default again. Yay! Like I have to redo all the stats on all the guns. Now there's a lot of stats going on here. So you notice right here, there's max health, right? 100, max mega health, 250, right? So like if you get mega health and if you like pick up some like health packs, the ones that go over 100%, then you can actually have like 250 health. Your max stamina. Stamina is for when you're using things like jetpacks. Yes, that's actually in this. Like I like jetpacks and shit. Double jumping, jetpacks. It's all in your jump slot, right? I can't fucking believe I did this, and I'm just giving this shit away. Like I'm putting it up on Steemit. Fucking upvote me, man, because this is crazy. This is a crazy fucking thing, and it's like all here. So you notice that like you have a certain amount of credits. I was actually planning. I have like a whole. I had a whole crafting system all set up. The crafting system is very similar to how the Division does their crafting system, where you dismantle items to get core components, and the core components can then be used to craft new items. I didn't get far enough in to be able to do that because I was getting very annoyed at every once in a while I would just start the editor up and items would just be completely fucked, and like I'd have to be like, oh god, like everything that I just fucking worked on is gone. I have to redo, all the stats on my armor, and and whatnot. So you notice that there's attack power, armor class, right? You also have a level and how much experience points it takes to get to the next level. So this is a straight up looter shooter, very much in the vein of Warframe, but being kind of like Quake, right? That's the original idea. Like you'd have like randomly generated levels, or you'd have levels that are pre-built, kind of like what I'm doing with my Doom 2 level, and you'd fight monsters and have sections that are like waves, and then sections that are just like moving through and killing monsters individually and stuff like that, and they would all have levels. And depending on the level of the gun in each of the slots, see, these are all slots for all of your different guns. So like in most games that have this kind of setup, you only have like maybe 4 slots, like in Borderlands, but in this, it's a Quake style game, so you have all of the slots. You have your rocket launcher, your railgun, your lightning gun, you have shotgun, you have melee, like you have all that shit, and it's all right here. And then you have equipment slots, which then modify these stats, as well as increasing your armor class, which then reduce how much damage you take, based on how much armor you actually have. On top of that, you notice in the lower left side of the screen, you can see my units per second measurement. Like it shows how fast I'm moving. Well, there's a sprint. You can sprint, and you can actually reach higher speeds using sprint. Now, for a little while, I had it so that sprinting actually decreases your stamina. So you could do crouching as well. So like, I could jump down and go on like a little air vent thing right here. I'm crouching, and it's a toggle. Um, it shows the health and stats of enemies up on the top of the screen, so that when I'm shooting at these guys, you can actually see their health and everything like that. You notice that the crosshair blooms, just like in Counter-Strike? Yeah, it's got like Counter-Strike, like fucking aiming and shit. So it's like an arena shooter where like how fast you're moving determines the bloom of your crosshair, and can determine your accuracies. And there's different types of armor that increase your accuracy. Like, or it's in there right now. Like it's all. Yes, that is the Quake 1 jumping sound. So, oh yeah, there's another thing too. You see how there's like little padlocks on these things? So like when you start the game off, you only have your pistol slot and your melee weapon, right? And for a little while, you'd have to kind of like go through and figure out how to like beat bosses or get loot, so that you can either craft or obtain from boss fights uh, unlock slots, so that you can then get the availability of these other slots. So here's the items here. So like grenade unlock slot, heavy weapon unlock slot, uh, shotgun slot unlock. Like you'd probably get the rifle and the shotgun fairly early on. So like if you use this item, you consume it, and boom, now I have access to that slot. So I also have the rifle and SMG slot. Boom. All right, so that's this one right here. Okay, so I was planning on getting around to actually having the tooltips. That was probably going to be the next thing, where you can actually see the stats of the items, or a description that basically shows exactly what happens when you consume the item or equip the item. So over here, you'll notice that there's ammo. So you pick up ammo. Like when you kill these guys, you'll see these are like loot bubbles, and you see how they have those things, so that they're easy to spot. So like after killing dispatching a whole bunch of bad guys, you'd end up seeing a whole bunch of like loot bubbles like this, and they spawn. They're supposed to spawn around defeated enemies, or any kind of like loot chests. Like you'd open up a treasure chest, and then these things would just like kind of like bloop, 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 and then you'd be all sitting on the floor, and then you can kind of like uh, overlook it. And one of the things I wanted to do was have it so when you look at it like this, you see how it says press E to interact, but it would actually show like a little window next to it that shows like what's in there. But in this case, these are just items that are permanently placed in the map, so that you can kind of just pick them up. So basically what these do is they provide me with maximum ammo for each of these things. So I have grenades, bullets. You notice that they're going down here. Shotgun, pistol, energy, rockets, right? And you notice I don't have any credits. Well, let me unlock the rest of these slots as well. Okay, so now I have every single slot unlocked. So you have yeah, all booster case. So boosters are potions. I'll get to that in a little bit. And these are crafting materials. I'll get to that in a little bit. The armor in this works just like Doom and Quake. except it also is compounded by your armor class. So, for example, if you have an armor class that's expected at your level, there's some pretty crazy math involved with this, but basically at level 1, your armor class, in order to reach a proper like 80% damage reduction through armor, you have to have red armor and you have to have 100 armor class at level 1 or it's something like that. And I think it's actually a 20 armor class. And every time you level up, it works a little bit like World of Warcraft, where you have to get at level 2, your expected armor class for that level in order to reach an 80% reduction is now 30 instead of, or something like that. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it basically everything goes up 10% every single time you level up. Uh, so you need better and better equipment in these slots in order to get the most out of your armor from these things here. So you'll notice that I have like different classifications. So jacket armor is green armor. You notice that these color codes is exactly like World of Warcraft. So purple is high quality, right? So red armor is purple. Oh, okay, it's a little weird, but yeah, combat armor is purple. Security armor is blue, and regular armor shards. So if I consume an armor shard, you'll notice I got 10 armor now, right? But maybe I don't want to consume armor shards because I want to create my own jacket armor at the crafting station, for example, right? So like what I can do is I can dismantle this, and now I have armor parts. I have 5 armor parts for every shard. Okay, so armor parts are necessary when you're doing crafting in order to actually create something better. So there's this sort of like, should I use the item now or should I wait a little bit and collect more shards so that I can craft something that's a little bit better. So there's this like whole risk versus reward kind of element and everything like that. This would actually be a fucking cool game. It pisses me off that it got fucking that I, damn it, I want to play this. I want to fucking play this. Why do blueprints have to have a fucking limitation? Like I got this shit working, man. It works. I'm sorry, I've had a little bit to drink. It's just it just pisses me off, man. All right, so one of the other things that's necessary when crafting is that you make sure that you have to have crafting tools. And one of the way to get crafting tools is so this is very much like the Division. If you're familiar with the Division's crafting system at all, you might notice that this is probably very familiar because at the time I was also playing the Division, so I was like, I want to do that crafting system, so I'm doing the fucking crafting system from that game. So anyway, you have crafting tools. So like like a jacket armor might require 5 crafting tools and 5 armor parts, and then I can make jacket armor or something like that, right? Like so, cost effectiveness wise, it's actually better to try and like make it like a jacket armor instead of just use the jacket armor. But maybe you know that you're about to fight something that's really tough, or maybe you just don't really care about jacket armor right now because you already have a combat armor sitting in your inventory. So security armor gives you 150, which is really good. Like a security armor will give you, I think it's like 60% damage reduction. Yeah, see if the bar is yellow, then you're at 60%, provided that your armor class is high enough for the level that you are currently at, right? The way this game would flow is you would like start up a bunch of levels and you would kind of like go through them, killing all the bad guys. Some of the harder level you could play it on a harder difficulty, and there are higher level bad guys, and they drop better loot, and they get better and better guns. And it supports co-op and multiplayer right now, so like this is all just like totally functional. I even put a fucking teleport thing. You see this right here? This might not look like very much, but the teleports in this actually are cameras that allow you to see into the next area. So anyway, and it's the same thing with armor. You have health as well. So you have a mega stim pack, which a mega stim pack is a mega health. And if you use it, it doesn't instantly give you 100 health. It acts as sort of like a booster that generates health over time. You might save this for a tight, a certain a moment where like your health is a little bit low or whatever, and then you'll notice that the effect that increases my health above 100 is ticking up, and you can see the numbers going up for every single time it happens. If you're in multiplayer and somebody uses a Mega Stim Pack, you can actually see their health, like the health numbers floating above their heads. It's pretty fucking cool, actually. Somebody just fucking make a game like this. God damn it. Alright, I'll describe potions right now. So Endless Potion, Stone Skin, Enduring, Berserker, Marksman, Sprinter. Okay, these are all keywords that are very much like World of Warcraft has with with the key. So basically, Berserker increases attack power but reduces your max health, right? Marksman increases accuracy. I forget what the downside of it is. I wish I had tooltips. With these, it's also possible to create better and better potions as well. So like I can take, I think Enduring gives you increases your max health for like 8 minutes or something like that. Let me check. Yeah, you get an extra 25% max health, and mega health goes all the way up to 312. So like if you pop an Enduring potion before a tough fight or something like that, you'll have a much higher amount of health. But you can also dismantle these for alchemy components, and make sure that I have crafting. Yes, so I have crafting tools. I can craft other potions and stuff like that if I find a crafting station in one of the maps, or I go back to like whatever my home base is, where I'm able to actually do crafting and talk to NPCs and buy things from them using credits. So you'll notice here there's credits. Credits are inventory, just like this, just like with bullets and everything like that. And this is for like when you want to sell items to like NPCs. So you have the option of actually like selling my marksman potion. Let me actually consume a marksman potion. See, marksman potions give you 10% accuracy. The increased accuracy for marksman potion actually makes it so that your crosshair bloom is reduced. But anyway, what I was saying is that you have the option to actually sell the items rather than break them down into components. It's really all up to you, and it's like I want it to be like this thing where you're having to constantly make decisions. So it's like if you were to play Doom 2, where there's like really intense battles and and stuff like that, but then you also have these like downtime moments where you're thinking about loot and you're trying to figure out like should I try and like break this item down, or should I like just store it in my backpack until I have a chance to get back to town where I can sell the item and get more credits, or dismantle it so that I can craft something else. In a perfect world, if I was to design this exactly right, it would be like you're always in this sort of state of thinking about the shit that you get, and then you have these like really visceral Doom 2, like fucking Quake and Doom style fights. Like I'm not like bullshit like Quake and Doom. I'm talking about like there are fucking monsters that are placed in the map, and like there's points in time where you might have arena battles where there's shit just like coming at you and stuff like that. It flows like that, right? But you're constantly also thinking about loot. So you can just press this if you want to grab everything out of there. I don't think the sort button works yet. Well, I never really got around to it. Okay, so here's the equipment. So you remember with the potions, there's enduring, sprinters, marksman. Worn just means that it's for the level that it currently is. Now all these items are level 1, but once you start seeing things that are above level 1, you'll actually see the level next to it. So a level 4, weapon, you can't equip it unless you're level 4. Armor, you have to be the same level as that armor. So like you'll actually run into times where you might get a weapon or an item that's a level above whatever you currently are right now, like, and you'll like hold on to it. You'll notice that armor also abides by the same rules like as the color coding. So like these are really good sprinters boots. So if I take these sprinters boots, and these are level 1 sprinters boots, and I equip them, you'll notice that my sprinting speed is increased quite a bit. Like that's purple fucking sprinting boots. They're level 1 and they're badass. Like that will have a really significant increase on my sprinting speed. So like you notice that now I'm moving. It's 1,272 is my max sprinting speed, right? You also notice that a purple tends to have more armor class and stuff like that as well. Now you got to remember accuracy like the potion is there right now, so sprinters does not increase my accuracy. I still have that potion, is still in effect, but the enduring potion is gone now. Enduring body part armor. Enduring increases your max health. So like whenever you see these different armor types, basically you just look at the level that it is, and you'll be able to determine how effective it is at. And as you level up, your armor will actually kind of get weaker. That's how it is in World of Warcraft, believe it or not. If you level up while you're wearing a level appropriate gear, well, what happens is all of that gear is now less effective for your current level, and you need to actually get better gear, for your current level right now. So you might have something like a pair of purple level 1 purple sprinters boots are really not going to be all that great compared to a green level 4 sprinters boots or something like that. All right. Yeah, see the accuracy potion wore off. I want a Berserker Potion. 25% increase in attack power, and it doesn't actually increase my max health. I'm actually a little surprised by that. So I'm gonna put these Berserker boots on. So you notice that my attack power increases, but Berserker armor actually decreases your max health, and that's just something you have to keep in mind. Berserker armor is fantastic, but you're gonna be a fucking glass cannon, right? And we put on this like Berserker body armor, right? Yeah, see my max health goes down quite a bit, but I got like 11 more percent attack power just based on that. Like that's pretty fucking sweet. If you have a full suit of Berserker, you could expect some like some shitty stats combined with some extra damage. Okay. So let me get a helmet. This is just a regular helmet. The regular helmet's only just going to be a moderate increase on my armor class. I need legs, leg guards, berserker leg guards. Ooh. Alright, so I'm gonna equip those. Okay, so now look at my attack because I'm wearing all this. Now there's actually a way you can do this where like if you wear enduring and you combine it with your berserker, you can kind of reduce the reduction on your health. Like your health won't be so bad. It's kind of neat. And one of the things that's kind of fucked up is that your health doesn't always regenerate, so I might have to take a stim pack. Yeah. Here we go. Whoa, stim packs. Oh yeah, that's right. Stim packs do a slow regeneration. Yeah, you're not able to like in Skyrim, you're not able to use like eat like 50 potatoes. You have to have like regenerating health. That was one of the things when I was playing Fallout 4. I really liked the hardcore mode, and one of the things about the hardcore mode is that you can't just like bring up your Pip-Boy and immediately stockpile yourself up with stim packs while you're in the middle of a fight. Like you have to use those things and then kind of like back off for a second. I really liked that. So one of the weird things is that you have equipment and then you have armor, right? So I'm going to take this comment. I got 200. Now, at a level appropriate armor class, which I think if I put on a pair of gloves right now, I have reinforced just means that it increases your armor, but I think it decreases your sprinting speed. Yeah, yeah. Reinforced makes it so that your sprint speed goes down, but your armor class is much higher. So like reinforced armor is really fantastic for that. And while I'm at it, there's jetpack, super jump, double jump. So these are different classifications of mods that go in your jump slot. So like jetpack, for example. Now you watch my stamina. I know it sounds kind of weird. So like basically you have access to like different ways, like equipment that gives you different types of jumping abilities. Right? And if I put on super jump will give me is a straight cost for like a higher jump. It works a hell of a lot like jump boots in UT4. See? And I can't do another jump. Oops, I took falling damage. I think it takes yeah, it's pretty expensive to do a double jump. And then there's double jumping just means that you have the ability to jump multiple times, regular jumps, but they cost a certain amount. Yeah, it's not as expensive as a super jump, so you could probably fit a couple of double jumps in while you're in the air. Uh, so like if I put sprinters would make it so that I can use my jetpack longer, and I would be able to double jump, probably get an extra double jump if I have a full suit of sprinters, and stuff like that. So that kind of stuff's already in here, and of course armor also. You dismantle it for equipment parts, and equipment parts can be dismantled into crafting tools. And once again, you're able to actually craft items at the appropriate level, and sometimes you might get something that's a little bit over your level, or you might get something that's different. Um, every 10 levels introduces a new type of name classification. So you might see stuff that's similar in name, but is like, and of course, if I actually had an art team or whatever, I would have like different looking gear for everybody. Uh, every 10 levels or every 10 to 5 levels, you would see something like reinforced, something that's like not reinforced, but like metal instead, or something like, and it would be like metal armor. Anyway, let me get to weapons. So shotgun, um, combat, railgun. So like these are all the different types of weapon classifications, and these all abide by the same things. And some weapons actually have like stats depending on the weapon. You'll have something that might increase your max health or something like that. I don't know if I really got into that. Well, anyway, melee weapon first. Let me get a. There's a really cool auto pistol, man. Damn. All right, I'm gonna get that. And I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna dismantle this. Like I'm already playing the game. I made this because this is something I want to fucking play. I just I just want to play this. Like just imagine, my Doom 2 level, right? My Doom 2 level, but like in this case it's like it's Fallout combined with Doom. All right. So I'm going to try for sniper rifle. I want to do a sniper rifle and a auto shotgun and uh go with machete. Oops, I picked something up. Plasma rifle. Okay, so I got all these different things, and of course with these things, you can dismantle them for gun parts, and then of course gun parts can be dismantled for crafting tools. And I already got an auto shotgun. There's a regular pump action here. I'll put a railgun in this slot. Plasma rifle. Oh, you have to choose between a railgun and a plasma rifle. So like what I'm gonna do is I'll show off the railgun first, and then I'm going to equip the machete. Now these items all have their own stats. Like they actually behave like the guns that you're thinking. Like I need a grenade launcher, uh, firebomb launcher is pretty cool, and regular grenade launcher. And then what was I can't remember what the last thing in the slot was. Like, was it rocket launcher? Yeah. So there's bazooka, which is a really, really slow rocket launcher, and then there's regular rocket launcher, and then there was auto missiles. Okay, so like, I'm gonna go with a regular rocket launcher, and then I'm gonna go with a regular grenade launcher, and then I'll show the others off. So okay, so you notice down on the bottom of the screen now that there's all of the different slots, and then the number key, which is necessary in order for you to switch to them. And then if I press 1, you'll see that I have my pistol equipped, right? But I have to press reload. So I reload the weapon, and now if I press the right mouse button, I actually aim down sight, and it slows. You'll notice that aim down sight will reduce my movement speed by half. So if I'm aiming down sight, sprinters I think actually makes it so that you can aim down sight without having to move slower. I think this, and crouching actually increases your accuracy as well. So there's a little bit of counter strike going on here, but alright. So you notice that I'm taking out this zombie man. Right? Now, this is an auto pistol, so I think I can actually just hold this sucker down. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. So, here is an auto shotgun. Now, alright. Auto shotgun's pretty effective, but the pump action will do more damage up close and stuff like that. Now, sniper rifle, you reload each round individually, this particular sniper rifle, and if you aim in, you'll notice that it has the highest zoom modifier. So like I'm scoped in right now and I have a pretty decent amount on that. I'd imagine that I would also be adding like headshots and stuff like that, but boom, this guy's toast. Like I one-shot that guy with my sniper rifle. Yeah, see, I'm a professional at aiming. Well, anyway, here's a rocket launcher. It's the same thing. Now it's a regular rocket launcher. Now you'll notice the circle. The circle represents the damage radius. It's the same thing with all of the other guns. Like if I take my auto pistol and I just aim it at the wall, you'll notice those things. That's where the bullet impact effect would spawn and stuff like that. But it is also representative of where the hit actually occurred on the enemy that I'm shooting at. Whoa, damn. Wow. Oh wait, hold on, I'm using the sniper rifle. Jesus Christ, the sniper rifle's fucking OP right now. So this is the plasma rifle. Now you notice the plasma rifle has a very high accuracy, but it booms very quickly. Or maybe it doesn't. These projectiles are very slow. Huh, interesting. Now here's the grenade launcher. So the grenade launcher, you get 2 rounds. Oh man. Now keep in mind these guys don't have any armor. They don't have any kind of stats on them. A lot of enemies will have armor, which means that it's like an 80% damage reduction. Also, an enemy that's 1 level above you automatically, no matter what, regardless of stats, will take 10% less damage. Every level represents a 10% increase or decrease, depending on who is the highest level. Pretty much everything when it comes to stats is just percentage based, and it qualifies. It equates the level of the character is used as a means to determine the final values and percentages based on those like different aspects. So like a monster that is 2 or 3 levels above you, even if it has shitty stats, doesn't have any armor, is probably going to be a pain in the ass to kill because he's going to be taking like half damage. And he's probably going to be dealing a lot more damage to you as well. So it's really important to make sure that you're equal level, or at least close to the same level as the stuff that you're fighting. So I'm going to take the regular pump action shotgun, fire grenades, auto missiles, and auto missiles. Here's the railgun. There was another weapon here that I really like that is worth showing off. Is the what is this? Laser cannon. Yeah. So like I'll show the laser cannon off in a second, but basically the laser cannon is like a shotgun for a shotgun railgun. It's weird. You'll see. So I didn't. All right. Okay. So this is the shotgun. This is the regular pump action. You'll notice that when it comes to shotgun, there's no boom. You're able to move and sprint without actually having to worry about anything. Might actually speed that up a little bit. But now I still have a sniper rifle. All right, so this is auto missiles. Alright, and 5. Now this is the railgun. Now railgun, you only get one shot and you have to reload. Railgun is particularly slow. It's much different from the sniper rifle, which the sniper rifle can end up being like a bread and butter weapon, and it has a lot of rounds and stuff like that. But the railgun, I believe the railgun is doing less damage than the sniper rifle. Yeah. Okay. All right. Whatever. Whatever. I can't remember why I would have ever balanced it that way. But yeah, the sniper rifle seems a little bit good at the moment. Let me see if I can get the there's assault rifle and light machine gun. All right, so let me show some of those off instead. So like you got the assault rifle. Okay, 3. Reload. Whoa, bloom. I better take like an oh, I already used the accuracy potion, didn't I? The shotgun needs to be faster. And you got like, okay, Firebomb Launcher is basically Molotov cocktails. You get 3 rounds. You notice the bar on the bottom there? Yeah. Anything that enters this radius, including myself, will take damage. It's a Molotov cocktail. It's weird. Wonder why I'm not like going below health. Anyway, so that's that. Like, I think that pretty much shows everything that this is. Enjoy it. Learn from it. Yeah, I mean, this is just a really cool. It's a really cool mod, and I spend a lot of time talking about all of the different stuff. But like, yeah, that's pretty much. It's all pretty much there. It's not the most efficiently done. Like, if I redo this project, I could probably do it a lot better second time around. First of all, I'd probably not use the same methods that caused the issues that I ran into. Although those issues might have actually been fixed by now. And if that's the case, then I'm probably like pretty well off. Like maybe I can continue this project and like actually maybe finish it. So I just took an endless potion. Oh, endless increases your mega health, your max mega health. Stone skin increases your armor by like 30% or some shit. Yeah, again, worn is just shitty armor, but you might have like a higher level piece of worn armor, and it probably is like better than something that you have that's like a purple at a lower level. Just make some maps and some bad guys for this. I probably could just keep working on this. Like, I don't know. Just seeing this like this though, just breaks my heart, man. Alright, so with that said, I think I'm gonna probably end this because this is a long fucking video now. But there was just a lot to show. Oh yeah, you can press tab to actually kind of go through the inventory. It's kind of a useless feature. It doesn't make any sense. Whoa! 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 Alright, I guess I'll end it on that. See? It's not perfect. It's got bugs. Or something. Alright. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and just remember to upvote me on Steemit. It's what I prefer to use rather than say something like a Patreon, because I don't feel right asking for money for projects that are not functional and things of that nature. Just for me personally, Steemit works very well. I know Patreon works very well for others. I do not monetize my videos on my first-person shooter um, YouTube channel, and I haven't really used my old YouTube channel in quite some time. In fact, I kind of dislike monetizing videos anyway right now. Steemit has just been fantastic. So if you enjoy the content that I'm providing, definitely give me an upvote and uh, stay tuned for more. There'll be more. And thanks for watching.
Back from the dead.